Atkinson that he just might be interested in the man once hailed as the best in the world. Mr. and Mrs. George Best told me they'd be delighted.
I think if you said to me there was a game tonight, I'd just go and put my boots on and play. You know, I still regard them as you know, my club, Manchester United. And obviously, if I had to pick a club that I wanted to play for in this country, they would be the team. You know, but as you said, it's early days, and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself or the people connected with the club. If it happens, I'll be, you know, over the moon about it.
Obviously, the fans will be, but let's face it, you are 35 now. Are you really up to it? Are you fit enough for First Division football?
Listen, I've come home and I've seen players older than me playing in the First Division, and they're still the best players around. You know, the old school, and that's enough for me. And if I'm fit enough to last the 90 minutes, that's, you know, I know I can do it.
But actually, is he really a reformed enough character now to face up to regular First Division football? Do you think he could do it?
Of course, easily. God.
He's not a bad lad anymore, then?
No, he's wonderful.
So how have you left things with Ron Atkinson?
I'll just sit down and talk to him and see where we go from there. And, you know, if it doesn't work out, we haven't lost anything. And if it works out, I think they'll gain a lot. So
and that's what you'd like to do?
I'd love to do it, yeah.
So could he surprise them all and perform the great comeback? With George, it's always best to simply wait and see. Ken Rees, News at 10.
Delighted cat.
Tommy Taylor's header. George Best! Kirkpatrick has given the corner and it's been taken. George Best. Sold two dummies and now has made a chance for himself. His hat-trick!
George, that was 10 years ago. Do you really feel you can make up for lost time and make a comeback at the top level?
Yeah, you know, if I didn't, I might not score quite as many goals like that, but I could still score my fair share. Yeah, I wouldn't even be considering it if I didn't think I was good enough.
But earlier on in the programme, we heard Alan Clark, who's the same age as you, saying he could still do it, but he can't run anymore. Why are you different to Alan Clark?
Well, he's been, you know, he's been in management now for, you know, whatever it is, 3 or 4 years. I've been playing constantly, you know, for the last 5 or 6, really without a break. And, you know, I'm as fit as anyone at my age would be. And there's a lot of players still playing in the First Division, and very, very good players. You know, and from what I've seen, I've been more impressed with the older type players since I've come home than anyone else.
Yes, but those players, the John Hollins and the Alan Ball type figures, if you like, they've played consistently. They've never packed in, and they've never had the personal problems that you've had. So do you feel that's a valid comparison?
Yeah, I think so. You know, as I say, they've been having like sort of 2 or 3 month breaks in between. I haven't. I've been playing non-stop for, as I say, 5 or 6 years. But you see, I know that would be a problem if I come back. I'm always going to get the people waiting, you know, the backstabbers. I mean, I think, you know, Tommy Docherty was first in as usual with his, you know, his valuation of the situation. And, I mean, I don't care about people like that. You know, he's got problems if he thinks I can't make it in the First Division. I mean, because people like him don't know too much about the First Division anyway. You know, if I didn't feel I was going to give 100% or could give 100% to whoever I decided to play for, I wouldn't even be talking to you.
I don't think anybody would question the fact that you'd give 100%, as you did in every game. But you've got a knee injury as well, George, that we mustn't forget that you've had to carry for a couple of years now. Well,
it's not an injury. It's just that I had an operation that the only time it bothers me is when I play indoor. And that's another reason why I'm thinking about it, because it's a question of either going back and playing indoor in America or playing outdoor where the knee doesn't bother me.
They say they never come back in any sort of sport. If you did come back, it would really be the comeback of all time, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. You see, I don't regard it as a comeback. It would be a comeback to play in this country, in the First Division if I played. But I've been playing non-stop, and I've played against some very, very good players in America. And a goal I scored recently, I did it against players who had just come from the Dutch First Division, like a Chilean international and a Peruvian international. They're all very good players. You know, if I can do it against players like that, I don't see any problems in the English First Division.
Very briefly, you wouldn't want to let the fans down, would you?
Oh, no. If I thought the same thing, if I thought I was going to let anybody down, I wouldn't even consider it for a second.
When a header